Marsh and Water Quality Group. And we want to give a special thanks to the Environmental Learning Center and to the Indian River Land Trust and all of our partners and funders for allowing us this opportunity to do field research and have all these cool experiences. And these are just some pictures of our group together out in the fields and other places in our laboratory. So first we're going to start off with introducing each of us. My name is Grace Harris. I am currently a second-year student at the University of Central Florida. I am studying chemistry and I plan to pursue a career in medicine. This is my first year as an intern. However, I have had other experiences with the Environmental Learning Center. I used to go here for summer camps and I had a lot of field trips here.
I am Justin Newman. This is my first year at the Environmental Learning Center. I am a junior at Sebastian River High School, and after high school I plan to major in biology.
My name is Enrique. I'm going to be a sophomore at Vero Beach. This is my first year at the ELC, and I plan on listening to the Marines.
My name is Blake Strotter. This is my second year as an intern at the ELC. After high school, I'm planning to go into the medical field. So, as an intern at the ELC, we have had goals set for us. One of the goals was assisting with teaching environmental education programs and manners of nature center operation, which means first, at the ELC there are summer camps and mentorship programs. What we like to do with the summer camps is teach the young kids who get out of their comfort zone. Because as millennials, I think a lot of us like to have our head in our technology nowadays, but now one of our jobs is to try to get them to have fun out in nature, show that not everything is just in a phone. Another one is mentoring young students and building leadership skills. Prior to the summer camps, we had mentorship programs. Mentorship programs is we get together with a group of kids who have the skills, we try to get the skill set to get in a field like a scientific field, like environmental science per se. And since it is a field that is not as popular as what like nowadays, we try to get kids out there, get them out there, and like so they can we also practice interpretive and communication skills. So, to teach these mentorship programs and these summer camps, we have to be taught on how to communicate with them. So, Sarah Rhodes OND, on our first week here, we did, later in one of their PowerPoints, you will see the exercises she did with us. And you will see how we communicate and how you can see how we communicate and what we did to be the people we are today. We also learn ecological field techniques. Okay. So we had to be taught how to learn about this before we taught anybody else. So for Dave and aquatic preserves, for instance, they had to teach us about after our data. We had to go out there. Dave taught us the ropes, showed us everything, and she gave us the materials, showed us how to use them. And then with aquatic preserves, they showed us the birds and how to distinctly find them and all the rare birds in the area. We learned to display aquatic techniques. So one of our jobs here as an ELC intern is we have to operate the touch tanks, and we have to maintain them, such as feeding, cleaning, and making sure the children don't abuse the animals or so.
It's true.
As you can see, this is the first week for the interns. So the first day we had touch tank training, which they taught us how to handle the creatures and make sure we keep them underwater. The second day we had snorkel training at the Sebastian Inlet. They taught us how to snorkel and how to use all the gear. The third day we had canoe training, which they taught us how to hold the paddle, how to get to the boats. And after that we took a trail through the mangroves.
And we also did interpretation skills so that we could better communicate with our audiences depending on their skill set and their ages.
Aquatic techniques. This is me cleaning the aquariums and cleaning the filters for the aquariums that we have. That is Blake and Jaquan feeding the fish and maintaining the touch tank.
Okay, so this is one of our Marsh days out with Dave. This is how we got our data, and these are the scientific tools that we needed to find to get our data. For instance, this is a quadrat. We set 100 meters for a transect, and every 10 meters we place the quadrat down in a designated area, and then we take a survey of all the plant life and see if there are any drastic changes in the environment from any of their yearly experiments.
Also in the fields, we were testing water quality. That's our main focus of research. So we went out into the Narrows Marsh primarily to get water samples, and we were testing for the levels of ammonia, nitrate, nitrite, phosphate, and the salinity levels in the marsh. As you can see here, we also measured the water depth. There were some areas where it was very low and other areas where the water level was high because of the elevation. This is a picture of us walking through open water. That water is about knee deep. And then this is Justin taking a water sample. We had a lot of fun experiences out in the marsh getting wet.
Any snakes?
In the first picture, we are sampling water samples to see how much nitrite was in one. And the second picture is Blake collecting water samples. And the third picture, we're gathering our tools and we are leaving the marsh.
So the STEAM mentorship program is a program that I was privileged to be a mentor in. So STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So we had middle school girls from economically challenged backgrounds, and we exposed them to a lot of different areas in the STEAM areas. So on our first day, we were able to help them build ROVs, which are remotely operated vehicles. These vehicles are used in the research field, especially in the marine environment, and they were exposed to engineering skills. We also took them to the Indian River State College, and they learned about robotics and coding. It was really cool because we learned we used math skills and engineering as well. And here we are standing in front of one of the submarines at the Harvard Branch Oceanographic Institute in Fort Pierce, and they learned about the marine science technology that they use for field research. And this is on our beach day, but before we went to the beach, we had an academic session with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service park rangers. So they learned how to build a mouse trap for beach mice because the wildlife park is researching how many beach mice are on the beach, like in a certain area.
While working here, we have the opportunity to work with some camps like Week on Water, Literacy on the Lagoon, Marine Safari, and LOL.
So Literacy on the Lagoon is also another program we do. It was every week, most of the weeks we were here in the summertime. It was third graders, students who are entering third grade. It was a partnership with the school district. So it was to improve their literacy skills and with field science. So right here is a biocube. We went into the field and we measured the amount of vegetation that is within the biocube.
The second photo is us fighting a ragged sea hare when we were doing benthic at the ELC benthic station while we were doing seining and collecting oysters to put in the boxes for the kids to observe.
And this right here is their final day. They all made a presentation of what they learned and of all the data that they observed and analyzed.
The fourth picture is of the kids putting a biocube in the water to see what life came out of the biocube and observed it and put it on a piece of paper.
Marine Safari is an age group. We're coming from like elementary to like middle school, and we took the kids to the Leisure Square community pool and the beach. And our living world is where we teach the kids that nature can be art, and we show them the benefits of living next to a biodiverse ecosystem.
Okay, Week on Water is a camp from mixed in with 4th through 8th, where we we take a pontoon boat onto a spoil island, and as you can see right here, they are able to get in the water, and it's not just fun for fun. On the pontoon boat, the captain of the pontoon gives us valuable information about the plant life and the history of the spoil island.
And this is a video that we took.
Grace, do you remember what island that was on?
I'm not sure. I know it's
Spoil Island 13.
Spoil Island 13, okay.
Oh, this is pictures of me working facility with Ray to help them maintain and clean the DLC property and make sure it looks appropriate so people can come visit on a daily basis.
And also, Enrique was able to build this bench by himself, so he acquired a lot of skills doing facilities. In our closing, we were able to assist with the summer camps and teach the public about the environment and how to be good stewards. And also, we mentored younger students, for instance, the STEAM program, helping them allowing them to have more experience with the science field and technology and math. And we also practiced interpretive communication skills because we had a lot of different students. Like some of them were really small, they were toddler age, and other ones, it ranged all the way up to middle school. We also learned ecological field techniques, so we went out with Dave researching, we recorded data. We also went out with the park preserve on a boat, and I got seasick on the lagoon. And we learned, we also learned to display Aquarius techniques. I've never had to take care of an aquarium, so I learned how to clean it, how to feed the fish. So I don't have pets. And we took some pictures. So this is when I was with the STEAM program, and we were at the Vero Beach Museum of Art. And this photo is of me and Enrique out in the field at the Coastal Oaks Preserve. And this is a picture when we were celebrating Jaquan and Benna's birthday.
This is me and Grace working Creeder, and this is me at Literacy on the Lagoon and having care of the water.
Me and Grace in the water. We were out with Dave on one of the transects where it got so hard to stand we kept falling in. And it's like dirty mud water mixed with poop. And so we couldn't get in his car, so he made us bathe out in the lagoon. But he bought me a sandwich after.
The pictures with us in the store with Dave, we bought some cookies as a reward for going out on the marsh and doing the transects with him. And he took us out to lunch at the park.
And again, we want to thank our sponsors.
We want to thank the ELC for providing this internship for us over the summer, the Indian River Land Trust for helping us with our project, and Quail Valley United Way and Community Outreach for providing donations for us and helping this internship to grow from 4 people to 10 people. And Florida Aquatic
And now we're gonna go into our research presentation. So our project was on the water quality trends in the Narrows Marsh. So we were researching how the water quality trends were affected as it came from the hospital input, the water from the hospital, all the way to the lagoon.
The Narrows Marsh is located along Florida's Atlantic coast in the Indian River Lagoons, once known as America's most biologically diverse estuary. But due to urban and agricultural development, it has threatened the ecosystem. And the IRLT has been put into place to maintain, preserve, and improve the natural resources, and to benefit for public generations to come. The Narrows Marsh had brought in about $3.725 billion to our local economy. So it had provided jobs, but due to the development of us humans, we have been threatening this and causing it to change drastically.
Next are materials and methods we used out in the field. We used sterile sampling bags for us to collect water samples at the transect sites and water sites that we needed since our live site broke. And we used a water test kit to test the the ammonia, nitrate, nitrite, and phosphate, and we use a refractometer to test the salinity of the water.
And the water quality trends that we looked at, we made our trend from site G, and kind of went to here, all the way here, and across, all the way up to the lagoon. So this is the input right here, and at site C is the lagoon. Okay, so in our results section, what stood out to us was the ammonia. The safe ammonia level is 0.03 parts per million. And as you can see on this graph, most of our samples are above the line. The red line right here is the 0.03. And what we gathered is that we think that the levels were very high because of rainfall, or it could have been because of waste from animals, or the algae or dead grass that was in the water. We actually took pictures out there of a sampling, and there was a lot of algae and dead grass in the water. And at site B here, and also at nitrite, it spiked a lot, and that area was an open water area, so the waste from animals could have flooded into that sample site. And we also see that phosphate, like half of the samples are above the safe level range and half are below, and that range is 0.10 parts per million. And then this is our graph for salinity. So this is the start of the marsh, and this is the ending. And the water that is being inputted into the marsh is fresh water, and then the lagoon water is brackish water, which is saltier water. So the range for fresh water is 15 parts per thousand. Our highest sample that we collected was 13 ppt, and so that is a good trend because it shows that as we move through the marsh, the salinity increased as well. And all of these other levels, well, nitrate and nitrite were below the toxic range, which is really good.
In the first picture, we are just basically collecting water samples, and the second picture, we are at the marsh. We studied water quality trends and how they are affected as they flow through the Narrows Marsh. We measured them by using nitrate, nitrite, phosphate, ammonia, and salinity in various places. But ammonia had a very high amount, which wasn't suitable for marine life. Also, sample B had a higher nutrients level, which could be due to dead grass and algae. And even though we had faced a lot of problems with our testing phase, we still found a valid trend in nitrogen flowing through the marsh to the lagoon.
My experience here has been life-changing. For me, I've grown as a person because I am able to talk in front of all of you. And I am able to become, like, during summer camps, for instance, there are a lot of kids who really don't want to listen. But I thank the sponsors for this this moment for me to have this opportunity.
My experience, it helped me get to use a lot more equipment that I usually don't get to use while in school. Got to go out to the field and do what field researchers get to do, and that's usually an experience a lot of us don't get to have.
I grew by doing greeter because by answering the phone, you're going to come across a bunch of people with different moods, and you just have to learn to humble yourself.
I'm thankful for this experience because this is my first internship, and internships are really good for my resume as a college student and for my career. And I got a lot of experience being the leader of this group, especially since it's all male and I'm female. You know, sometimes we have problems and a lot of difficulties, but we got through all of them. And also I got leadership and mentoring skills from the programs that we had, and I was thankful for that. And I got to go on my first boat ride with Matthew, because I hadn't been in a boat, that's why I got seasick. And I'm also thankful for all the fun times we had and just getting to do field research, because I haven't been able to do this before, and as a science major, it's had a great impact on me, and it will have a great impact on my future career. And we also want to thank our sponsors and partners, again, the Environmental Learning Center, the Indian River Land Trust, Grand Harbor, Quill Valley, and the Aquatics Preserve, and for all the staff at ELC.